Hello, America, FBI and CIA agents, and fellow cult members. Welcome to Culture Club USA. I'm Dubrava, and today's riddle is: basic modern women spin tales of social relations and conversations that they undeniably deem complex. Yet subject matter's rudimentary, the outcome is the same, and the facts are usually cut from the context. Okay, in today's episode of OnlyFans on Trial, Andrew Wilson scolds a modern mother of children as she makes excuses for her wayward lifestyle. Let's get into it.
Here, let me give you an example. You've probably seen a lot more men be upright, confrontational with other men than you have women. I mean, overwhelmingly. And that requires some kind of truth statement, right? In order to initiate confrontation, there's going to have to be some truth there. I'm mad because X thing. Well, I'm mad because of other X thing. So I don't see women doing that very often. So just pointing that out.
I do want to go back to the bow thing really quick. There's bow version 2.0. I want to change the question a little bit. Would you bow for the perfect man?
Yeah.
Now they're all saying yes because they know there's no such thing. There's no such thing as a perfect man or a perfect woman. So yeah, that's an easy way out right there.
Yeah. Yes.
Lucas donated $200.
Yeah, thank you, Lucas.
Share
Appreciate
one.
it.
Time
Thank you.
machine. Are you capable of abstract thinking? Point was that successful men each exist, have expectations similar to mine, but avoid you like the plague PC of their insufferable behavior / ethos.
If you,
Thank you,
first
Lucas.
of all,
I
I was married. I left my marriage. There's no lack of a lineup begging for the opportunity. So I don't know where you get the idea that people like avoid me like the plague.
Stop the cap.
Wait, there's a what?
Check my DMs on Insta. Like,
Wait, there's
I don't get
a what?
fucking free second without.
Wait, hold
being blown
on.
up.
There's a what?
a whole lineup.
Erroneous.
Of men?
First of all, we already know a bit about this one, right? She left her marriage. And why?
Who want what?
That literally try to get me to date them. That's not. There's no lacking. I don't even think I'm special. I think like most women probably
You
have
don't
at least
get, look, as a woman, you don't get the W until you have the ring.
I had it.
Yeah, but you don't have it now.
Yeah, I haven't
So
even
you're-
been in the
but
dating
you're
for
like-
long.
you're
Like
like
the
leaving.
L. That's the L.
Yeah, but you don't have, like, the ring, just because men want to fuck you, that's not the
No,
W.
I don't think that they want to just fuck me, but I think, well, I know that plenty of men want to date me. I just left a scenario with someone who literally was asking my ring size already, and I just didn't want.
Okay, was he asking your ring size or did he get you the ring? I mean, he could have been getting you, some, $99 JCPenney special. I mean, it doesn't mean he's getting you an engagement ring and he's going to propose marriage to you, okay? Oh, God.
I just didn't want to be with him.
But you're like, oh, all these dudes in my DMs.
I'm not saying every
That's
single
not
one of them want to, but
a
many
W.
of them have made it very clear that they want to be with me.
That's just
I
the life
don't
of
date
a
around.
woman.
Okay, exactly.
This girl next to you
So-
says it's easy mode for dating.
I literally
for
just
women.
said I don't think it's just me. I think it's probably all of us have at least a handful. But what he's
Yeah,
saying,
that's your default.
but what
that's
he
like
is saying
me
is
saying
that
it's a W. Oh
that
my-
men think. I'm talking about his comment. Can you stay focused? He's saying that they avoid us like the plague. That's such bullshit. Who the fuck are you being avoided? You might be because you're married. Do men avoid you like the plague? Do you? No? Okay.
What are you talking about?
His comment.
So I think
Literally what we responded
I think to be charitable to the comment, I guess you can be literal with it. That's fine, but I'd be charitable to it. I think he's talking about long-term committed relationships, and the reason I would say that is because he keeps on contrasting it with his.
Right. But I'm saying there's two very recent options for literal, two people literally trying to move me in and my kids. I go slow.
Yeah, but you don't like them, so
I
it
like
doesn't
one of
matter.
them. But yeah,
Not enough to move in with them,
it's just early.
right?
But I would do it with this one person though.
Will they what?
Well, then why haven't you done it? Why are you on this podcast? If you have so many options, all right, and they're just flying, floating through your inbox. I mean, first of all, options through an inbox, it's like, come on, lady, please. Why are you sitting here with no ring and you got kids at home? If some other man is willing to raise your children, raise you because you're acting like a child, and marry you so quick, what are you doing here? I'm just curious.
person though.
Will they what?
Will they like buy your new divorce lawyer and then fly out to California with you? And
The guy did that?
yeah, that's the ex that I got my gun from.
An old ex.
Yeah.
He paid for
And
Well, he's clearly a simp. He's paying for your divorce lawyer from your prior. I mean, and you got kids. I mean, this sounds like a beta mess.
did you guys,
the retrial lawyer.
And did you guys hook up?
Yeah.
Yeah, well then, yeah, of course.
Where's
But,
where's he now?
That's what you call. That's
At
what
the-
you
at the
call
Airbnb.
flown out. But yeah,
Wait.
never mind.
That's what you call a prostitute.
No.
Oh, so you came with here.
Well, yeah, I
You
invited
came
him.
with him here.
Yeah, I was like, yo, come with
You
me.
said you're
He's like,
single.
okay. Well, I am single.
You're literally gonna go fuck a guy tonight.
But we're
What?
there's like, hold on. We're talking again and trying to get to know each other again. It's been like 5 years. But yes,
How long-
I would literally marry him tomorrow.
Wait, so when did you re-link?
When I had to get my gun and then we saw each other and it was like over with.
When was that?
A few weeks ago. Like 2 weeks ago.
How many times have you guys been hanging out?
So I saw him that day. And then
You guys live in the same city?
no.
Okay, go ahead, continue.
Then after that, it was like I don't know. He came to visit for this trip so he came Friday, and then we've just been around each other since then, just to see if it can work again. To because it's been a long time. Like, are we the same people? Do we want the same things? And
This is why I don't believe when women say they're single, like they're fucking at least one dude, bro. It's crazy. You said you were single. Didn't I ask if there's a guy in the picture? I don't know if you said
no. You didn't ask if there's a guy in the picture. You just asked if our relationship
These
status.
girl,
I
I'm
don't wanna say
single.
I'm in a relationship.
I'm single, but
How are you sleeping with somebody that you're not in a relationship with? And if you're in a relationship, why are you on the whatever podcast? Sitting in that seat, talking the way you're talking. Can you imagine what this guy is thinking watching this episode? How disrespectful. It tells you a lot about just about how she's just an unkind person. Think about that.
I'm single, but I've been fucking a guy for a month, and we took a trip together.
And he
from
paid for
Texas?
he paid for my divorce lawyer.
He
And
spent-
by the way, I would marry him tomorrow.
I would, because we have like 2.5.
There's-
We
I'm
were together
single.
2.5 years the first time.
If you're together 2.5 years and you didn't get a ring, something's wrong, okay? I'm just saying. Oh, Lord.
Single.
Oh, I know what it is. She didn't want to stay in the brothel that Brian's been putting them all up in. So she was like, let me call it X real quick, get on a first class flight in a hotel.
We're figuring it out. Like, we might not end up together.
So, okay,
But this is
how
the-
long you been in Santa Barbara?
Since yesterday.
Okay, so have you been apart at all? Like, did you go out to get like a bite to eat and he stayed at the hotel?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if a guy stepped to you and approched you and asked
not
for your
interested
number,
in seeing anybody
so
else.
you're not single then?
Okay. Well, if that's the baseline, but it's hard to, like today's standards of what's dating is like viewed.
If
Like,
you
if you have a
reject a
legal-
guy who you would otherwise be interested in, you're not single. I think.
But I also
just
kind of
think that's
have, and
actually
she taught me
genius.
this idea that like you're single until you're married. And I think that's a good point.
What? You're
What? Oh my God, that's so bizarre. All right, you should have sent her to the hostel, not the brothel. Actually, it's probably a brothel. He probably is putting people up at a brothel. Here, work a little bit. Let me just, because he's making money off of them too. I get 10%. You get to stay here free though, but you got to get a few in. I mean, this is bizarre. So you're single until you're married? I mean, how does somebody court you if you're sleeping with other men? Do you know how bizarre that is? Lord.
single until you're married?
Yeah.
A lot of women feel that way.
Stop. She belongs to the streets.
Yo, back to the streets you
But
go.
no, I only sleep with one person at a time.
Imagine a girl
But
said
if-
that shit. You've been dating her for 3 years. You're going to propose. Oh, I'm single.
I'm single. Fuck
Well,
out
no,
here.
like
Back to the streets. You
it's
go.
only been a few days. Okay, so
It's been 3
But
weeks.
you just said until
I
marriage
didn't
single.
see him. Huh?
You just said until marriage single.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be long.
Andrew, she only sleeps at one person at a time. She slept with him today, the other guy tomorrow. It's one at a time. Hello.
I don't think it'll be long. I think it's a real possibility, at least, that could be the result.
Was he dating you while you were a stripper?
Yes.
Oh my God. You know what? All right, it's getting good now. All right. He was dating you while you were a stripper? Like, and you think he's going to put a ring on your finger? And if he does, sweetheart, you're talking about beta times 1,000, okay? Times 1,000. Oh my God.
Yeah.
How much was your retrial
He's a provider
lawyer?
too.
What did she just say? He's a good what?
Yeah.
How much was your retrial
He's a provider
lawyer?
too. $5,000, but my stepmom put a little towards it. So there's like it's a lot. I can't talk too much about the retrial stuff either.
And he paid for your flight and the trip out here?
He did not pay for my flight. He paid for his own.
Oh, okay. So he joined you on the trip.
Yes.
Okay. I mean, that's not as, I suppose it's not as bad. You just reconnected and he's given you thousands of dollars?
Well, but we had a very special connection, and since then have not been able, like we both.
Special connection?
So he was like single 2 years after I broke up with him. And then I got married, and then he dated a girl for some years, and like we both realized like we were trying to.
Why did it end originally?
I wanted to move to Austin, and he was kind of anchored in the Dallas area. That's one reason. Also, I had a lot of growing to do.
Yeah, it's more like you had a lot of growing to do, okay, girl? Because look, when you have somebody that you're crazy about, distance and moving to some new place, people figure that out real quick. All right, I mean, come on. It's more like you're a stripper, you're trash, and you had a lot of growing to do. That's what it was.
Like,
So you were a shithead.
yeah,
Yeah.
I really was. It's like we didn't but it wasn't.
Did he
And
pay?
did you, at the time, did you have any children?
No.
And now you have 2 children?
Yes.
And he has 0?
He has 0.
Okay, hold on a second. Hold on. Okay. He has no kids. When he dated you the first time, you had no kids. Now you have 2 children, and he's going to just take on you and your family? And you're sitting on the whatever podcast for all of his friends and family to see? I'm going to go with no. He just felt like getting a piece of ASS, and you were it for the weekend.
Is he
There's-
watching-
there's,
is
uh,
he
Is that hard
watching
for you
the
to
show?
conceptualize, Andrew?
Well,
he
I'm going to
watching the
explain
show?
I'm going to explain this
probably.
phenomenon, right? Well, no, I mean, I wasn't the ex of my wife. Sorry, but
Okay, but you
anyway,
understand
so
taking
let
on
me explain.
stepkids.
Let me explain the phenomenon here. No, every single situation is different. I'm not beating up on somebody for being a stepfather, but this situation here is dated you, had no kids. Okay. You weren't good enough for me. Gone, right? By your own admission, you weren't good enough. I'm gone. Then you end up with another guy, end up having his kids. Now suddenly guy number 2, who's the ex, is suddenly good enough for you. Just pointing this out that this is a phenomenon which happens often.
It happens, but I'm telling you, it was always this guy for me. Like, it was not like, oh, I thought this guy would be better.
It was always this guy for her, but she left this guy because he didn't want to move to Austin or whatever, Dallas, and married another guy, had 2 children with that guy, and now left that guy. She left him, by the way, and now is coming back to the main guy that she knew was always him so that he could take on her baggage, and her children. I mean, the delusion is real.
like, oh, I thought this guy would be better. It was, this isn't working. This guy's totally different. So maybe that's what I need. Even though I'm crazy about you, this is just not good. And then I was like, just in all that time, we could not get each other off the other's
And you
mind. And it was
knew-
very mutual.
Does the new guy have resources?
Yeah, he does.
Wait, sorry, could you repeat that? The entire time, even while you were married to your...
Yeah, I was always in love with him. But you can be in love with someone and not be
on.
healthy and not want to be with them.
Hold on, I'm sorry.
No, I don't
Hold
think
on.
you can.
I think you can.
No, I really don't think you can. I think that
Oh my God, there you go with the female psychobabble. Okay, psychobabble, honey. No, you cannot be in love with someone it's not love. You don't understand the definition of love. You don't know what a relationship is supposed to be. You're used to abuse, okay, and you feel that that's love and attention, and you're used to a stripper pole, and that's a whole different mentality too, okay? So if the guy isn't throwing you tips and smacking you up a little bit, he doesn't love you, okay? You need a psychiatrist. Actually, you probably have one. I'd bet. I'd bet on that.
I think that anybody who would marry anybody who is in love with somebody else is.
Well, I don't think I
there's a
necessarily always knew that I was
you didn't
still
know?
with him.
Wait, can we
You just said you did. You just said he was always the one. You were always in love with him, and you left him because he wouldn't move to Dallas. You married some other man, had 2 kids, and now you're back. No, you know what? He's probably getting revenge sex from you right now. Okay? That's probably what it is. And it's probably worth every penny that you've gotten this entire weekend or whatever. okay? In his mind. Revenge. And then he's going to dump you like a hot potato.
Just not. Hold on. I'm sorry.
I'm good at turning things off.
I need you to repeat that because I don't want us to just glance over it. Because one more time. So this guy who's your ex, who you're now, he paid thousands of dollars for your retrial lawyer, used to date him. While you were married to your husband, you were thinking of your ex
Yeah, often.
during sex.
Now, who did she marry? The strip club owner in Austin or what? I'm just curious. And I reversed it before. She's the one. It was in Austin. He's stuck in Dallas. Obviously, if he's in Dallas, he's probably doing business. I mean, obviously, but I'm just wondering, did you marry the strip club owner or what? I mean, come on now.
No. Jesus Christ, no.
You probably were. You just
No.
don't wanna admit
I
it.
would tell you. I don't give a shit. No. Would I admit?
Just about how much you love this guy.
Wait, and did
It
you
took
date?
me a while to figure out. Like,
Did you date
Were you
other
talking
guys?
to him while you were married?
yes, my husband knew, but it wasn't often. It was just like ever.
Had to be the strip club owner. Okay. Your husband knew that you were talking to some other man while you're married. Beta. Oh my God.
And it was just like ever so often. Throughout the years, the here and there.
Red pill, massive red pill. And have you?
No, not red pill, Brian. MGTOW. This is a MGTOW situation. Okay. This is men needing to go their own way. Okay. As far from her as possible. Okay.
Have you dated besides your ex-husband? Had you dated other men?
Like in between.
So like you broke up with your ex. Were there other guys?
No.
So is ex-husband back with the ex, who you loved the entire duration of your marriage with the guy?
Yeah. So
That's even worse because what she's saying is that she left this guy that she's with this weekend. Okay. That's getting revenge sex from her. Right. And she left him for the man she married. Now, why is that? Because he had more money. It's pretty simple. Now, I'm just guessing. I could be wrong, but my instincts are telling me this. At the time, the one that she's with right now didn't have so much going on. She left him for a man with more money and got bored with that. And during that time, this man got rich and now she's back. I mean, come on. We can see this coming a mile away. I could be wrong, but let's see.
sort of. After I left my husband, the ex had a girlfriend. So I did like go on a few dates with one other guy. But when I saw my ex, I had to go get my fucking gun or else we would not have ever probably seen each other again. But then, I was told the other guy, I was like, hey, I'm not with my ex or anything, but I'm just going to let you know, I can't be with you after seeing him or anybody for that matter. So I called that off and now we're just like seeing if we're just romanticizing nostalgia or if it's like a genuine connection. But I think I would like talk and I would say it to my friends. I'd be like, I feel like he's going to text me soon. And we
So
would,
it wasn't purposeful that you went to pick up this object
No,
that you needed. It was not purposeful to see him in any way.
okay. I didn't know that he had the gun for a few years because at one point, and I can't talk about that because
Liar. Okay, Andrew, you really got on her right there. You got her. She had planned on, because see, she's probably been on Facebook and checking him out like, ooh, he's making money, he's making moves, dating hot chicks. Got it. Think about it. These girls are hustlers. She's a stripper. Okay? She did all the research. She purposefully went out and got that gun because she wanted to reconnect with him. See, gentlemen, you have to be very careful with these women. Okay? Once a hustler, always a hustler. Okay? Remember that.
because it's legal stuff. But anyway, he got the gun again at some point. And when I was with my ex-husband, I couldn't have a gun because my ex-husband was a felon. So it wasn't a concern that he had it.
Oh, he definitely owned the strip club.
Yeah.
So you ditched this guy for a felon you had kids with?
Well, but he's not like, he sold weed when he was 19.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't like,
He was not like a violent criminal. Okay.
he was, yeah, it wasn't like, and he had his shit together.
Wow, he's a drug dealer too. It's getting better and better. He sold weed at 19, but crack cocaine now. You can see, okay, this is getting better and better.
It wasn't like, and he had his shit together he's just, I can't say that either. But it's not like what you're envisioning.
When you were saying your vows, you got married, right? Mm-hmm. Were you still in love with your ex-boyfriend?
I wasn't like thinking about him at that time.
You said you were.
Well, I probably was looking back. Like you can reflect. Like I don't know if you know what it's like to turn off feelings, but when that relationship didn't work, I just put it out of my head for
Like
a long
a
time.
sociopath?
It just took, you know, you can bury things for a while, but eventually they come up. And that's essentially what happened. But it also came up like, because my husband treated me awful. And I'm like, oh, God, I thought that was toxic.
Before or after the wedding?
After.
So he's treating you well before you got married?
Yeah.
Weren't you treating him awful by being in a relationship with him while you were still wanting to fuck and be with your ex?
Again, at that point, I wasn't actively thinking about my ex. Like, this is just something that kind of...
You admitted that while you were with him...
Right. This is post-marriage.
You were over your ex. Wait, so here's the timeline. So, because typically, you know, the further you get away from a relationship, the less and less feelings you have, you get over it. Typically. So you're saying you break up with your guy and then no feelings. And
there was feelings for a little bit.
But so how did it go from, okay, break up, feelings dwindling, and then feelings...
Devon Jackson donated $69.
Wow, that's super chat. Man, I was just about to give Brian a win right there. A little super chat interrupted it. No, he's on to something. I'll give him this. Because think about it, what he's saying. It's like, so you weren't treating him like trash? So you married a man, but you're still in love with somebody else, and you're still carrying on conversations with this person, but you're married.
Thank you endless stream of fucking simps that create women like this. Get your shit together, fellas.
I think you're walking back these claims about your...
So I tried to invest in something new, and I did successfully put the ex out of my mind for a long time. As things got tumultuous between me and my husband, it became harder to, especially since my ex is also like reaching out at this time. So it's like reawakening things. So it just kind of like came, and then when I reflected, because I can turn things off, when I reflected, I realized like I built a whole life subconsciously to try to kind of get away from him.
This totally sounds like this guy's a plan B.
I swear to God, he was always, anybody
okay,
who knows me knows.
Okay, goodbye. It's okay. I can leave you behind. You marry another guy. And then when nothing works out, this other dude, he's there. Right?
I would have never left if it didn't get so toxic at the end with him. And it also felt like I was like...
Well, I mean, but that just reaffirms that it was plan B, right?
I mean...
Exactly.
But no, it was it's not like I'm just, I'm divorced now, so I'm gonna go, because there's tons of people that I could do that with. There's people with more money that I could
I mean, I don't know. Like, I'm not inside your mind. I'm not inside your heart.
But objectively, I get
it's impossible for me to actually determine your intent. Do I have kind of my own thoughts on it? Of course, it sounds kind of silly to me. But the thing is, it's like, it's also possible that you're totally telling the truth. I can't determine your intent, but I am going to make...
But yeah, you can determine her intent because she's an exotic dancer. Yeah, true. It's her nature. What we're seeing is her nature. She's a hustler. Okay? She's an exotic dancer.
One prediction, right? 100% you're not getting married to this guy.
You don't think so?
Guarantee it.
Maybe not. I guess it'll be up to him. Because I'm letting him lead.
Yeah. Weeks.
You think?
Weeks.
Maybe. You could be right.
So to the viewers, you got 2 massive red pills. One, she said she was single. She's been having sex with her ex-boyfriend for 3 weeks.
2.
They've flown out together.
We didn't see each other for one.
He's invested in her, paid for her lawyers, but she's single.
Only
The second red pill is that during the course of her marriage, she was fantasizing about her ex.
That part's fair.
That's red pill number 2.
That part is fair. But the first part is so bullshit because I am single because we haven't agreed that, like, okay, we're going to for sure do this. We're just figuring.
Then you're a whore. You're not helping yourself here. You do realize that.
We're just figuring it out.
Johnny Spiral donated $69.69. I love you, honey. And my ex. I let guys watch me take off my clothes while you're at work. I can't stop thinking about my ex. And his juicy red hot dog. Good little doggy. Sincerely, Johnny Spiral.
I haven't danced in like 10 years, y'all. I don't know.
Thank you, Johnny. Oh, there's a third red pill.
Your ex was around during that, right?
Or like 8 years or something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
There does exist actually a third red pill that Andrew pointed out. And this is the fact that you dated him. They're the ex guy. You dated him. He sounded great, but you said there was a move that you wanted to make and that you were being a shithead.
There were a lot of issues.
Mostly
because of you.
Mostly me, yes.
Yeah,
like I did the bigger things.
Okay.
But
yeah. So the bigger red pill here is that relationship ended. You now have 2 kids from another man. And you are now back with him now that
We don't know yet.
What Andrew said.
We don't know yet.
Andrew put it much more eloquently.
He has to see, like, we have to see if if he's really willing to take on kids, and if we're still compatible, and if we even still know each other.
Wait.
That's not
Now that was that was a little bit of a slip there. She said he has to see, we have to see. No, he has to, because that's what he told you. Because he was like, oh man, I wasn't expecting all this extra. Okay? Seriously, think about it.
Red pill number 4.
Hang on, that's not the key. That's not the key. The key isn't what he's willing to do. The key was when you said, I would marry him tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay, so the key in here is like, just so you know, right, if that is the case, no, there's not going to be the marriage.
Why do you say that?
There's not going to be any of that.
Why do you say that?
Because you're a play toy. You screwed him over, and he's getting massive revenge, and he's he's literally having a ball doing it.
He left a relationship.
Do gray minds think alike or what? Did I not say that? This is revenge sex. He's mad at you. He's going to stick the knife in and twist it on the way out. Okay?
To get back with me. That he had been in 3 years.
He doesn't give a fuck about no relation. Oh, now he left his relationship too?
For all she knows, he could still be in the relationship with the other girl. This one's not going to be around long enough to even find out. Okay?
I have.
Boy, this is real. What?
Wait, what?
He left his relationship?
What? Wait, he was dating a chick?
Yeah, and so once I got divorced, it was like, so what? And then, but we saw each other in person, and it just was like day one, and so we both were like, we can't not do this,
dude.
You know?
Wait,
so no, I'm not a play toy. I assure you.
Here's red pill number 4. You said when it came to your kids, I think you said something along the lines of, and you can just restate it if I get it wrong. You're still trying to figure out if he's like kind of ready to take on the father role.
Well, not right off the bat, but like anytime you date someone, when you have
can
kids,
you just restate what you said? Something about like
you have to see if like if he can handle, playing stepdad.
How many kids do you have? 2?
2.
And how old are they?
2 and 3.
Don't you think?
Oh my God, she has babies. Oh Lord, these women are delusional.
Do you think having that conversation would be appropriate?
We've had the conversation
before you fuck him again.
No, we've had the conversation for years. The reality
of
years. But hold on,
you were with your husband.
I tried to file for divorce, couldn't because I was pregnant. Then he got me pregnant again. We'll just say that
through no fault of your own.
Genuinely no. And anyway.
So she's saying he e-parred her while they were married? I mean, so you're pregnant with baby 1 and you want to file for divorce, but then you get pregnant again. And you're saying, you had no part in it. I mean, do you understand what this woman is insinuating? Do you understand how toxic this human being is? All right. Whomever this gentleman is that she speaks of, who is, in Santa Barbara with her right now, I hope he runs for the hills because there is nothing good coming from a relationship with that.
So, I was kind of like stuck, but my husband knew. I told him, like, I don't want to be with you. The second that I can leave, I'm going to. I'm in love with him. So this is just what it is.
This is the wildest fucking story.
I was never not.
This is the wildest shit I've heard in weeks.
I was never not honest about it. And so we would just text ever so often. And there's been times where he's like, one time he drunk texted me and he was like, I've thought an unhealthy amount about raising your kids and I don't know if I can have kids and all these things.
So I get that you guys have had conversations in the past when you guys were used to be dating and you talked about what does the future hold? Are we going to have kids? You have kids now.
No. We've had these conversations since I had kids.
Sure, that's fine. But you have kids now. What conversation is there to be had? You have kids.
Right.
It's either get on board. Why would you date a guy who's not about the kids? You can
conceptually be okay with it, and I'm not letting everybody around my kids. So
that's
you can't
red pill 4, by the way.
No, because you can't just let anybody around your kids. So anybody that you talk to might think they can do it, but if they don't have children, they don't know the reality of being around fucking toddlers all the time.
Sure.
It can be overwhelming. So that's what the trial is about. Like, you think you can handle this, can you? And also,
Andrew, you had something?
I just wanted to make sure that I reiterated this correctly. You can correct me if I am wrong. You dated You date.
First of all, before he goes into this, she's a liar, okay? Look at her. You know darn well she's the chick that's like putting, vodka or gin in the baby bottle and sticking the kids in the crib while she's having sex with one of her clients from the strip club, okay? Let's be real.
You have Tourette's now too?
Well, I've always had Tourette's, yes. I have motor. No. I have persistent motor tic disorder. So,
okay.
just not vocal.
All right, gotcha. So,
Chick's a MILF.
Anyway,
Just kidding.
so we start with when you were doing stripping and OnlyFans, you meet this guy. You dated him, you loved him, you adored him, right? But you were a shithead. And so when he moved, you guys broke up, right? And this was mostly your fault.
That's a very short version.
Yeah,
yes.
mostly your fault. Okay, so now you enter into your marriage. You get married to this guy. You think he's great at first. You marry. You're still secretly pining after your ex, though you have buried these feelings. And about the time that you get pregnant the first time, that's when you really decide, oh shit, I don't want to be married to this guy anymore. And that's when the feelings of the ex really begin to reawaken.
Well, that's when all the abusive, crazy shit started to happen.
But that's when the feelings for the ex really started to unbury themselves.
Maybe after that, it kind of unfolded very slowly.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just like Andrew said earlier. It's called Plan B. Somebody you keep on the sidelines and you're like, wow, I got in a mess here. I better call Plan B. And then you get with Plan B for a while until you find Plan C, which then becomes Plan A. Get it? It's called survival skills. That's what she's doing.
It moves. Okay, got it. And then it moves now past this to you're divorced from the ex. You back up with him because you wanted to go get your boom boom stick. And he happened to have it for whatever reason. And there was a little bit more going on than just the boom boom stick. There was 2 boom boom sticks over there apparently you wanted. So you go over there, right? You get both of them.
Mandivour donated $69. This chick has officially made me want to shit in my pants.
So, right? So then, Okay, no.
Hold on. I get divorced. I'm like, yo. And he's like, well, I have a girlfriend. And I'm like, okay, fine.
Wait. So you hit him up because you wanted to be with him?
I mean, yeah.
But he had a girlfriend?
No. He had hit me up over the years saying oof. And I feel so bad talking about this because I'm sure.
It's fucking horrible. Wait, your ex-husband, you were having an emotional affair with him because you were in love with this other guy?
Well.
And he was hitting you up and you were actually talking to him? And then we fast forward to when you're divorced, you hit this other guy up. Hang on. I just want to make sure I got this right. When you're divorced, you hit this other guy up and he's with a chick and he's been with her for 3 years and he left her for you?
So here's the thing.
Can you imagine what these children are going to have to grow up with? I mean, they're going to be in school and this footage is going to be floating around as vintage footage. They're going to be tortured over this. Okay? This is your mother? Wow. Poor kids.
I was already done with my husband. We were legally married. I couldn't leave is the issue.
Why couldn't you leave?
I don't have any family in the state. I had 2 back-to-back births and definitely couldn't financially leave, couldn't afford a divorce attorney. He's also telling me if I left, it was scary.
Okay.
So I was kind of just stuck for a while. And simultaneously, he had been with the girl for a few years. It wasn't going anywhere. He wants a traditional woman, someone to start a life with and have children. And she didn't want to do that. She wanted to do the boss babe.
Did she just say a traditional woman? You guys, this gets better and better. A traditional woman, meaning a stripper and a prostitute on OnlyFans? That's a traditional woman? Oh my God. Wow.
Babe, I'm getting my PhD. No, I'm not going to. He bought a house and he gave her the opportunity to move in with him and live there. So it wasn't that serious. But they kind of just had totally independent lives after 3 years. But essentially what happened is we found the opposite of each other thinking that would be better. And then it very mutually
that sounds very romanticized and
I'm not saying it's healthier.
It also sounds really you're trying to fit the pieces together in order to form a narrative that you like, right?
Well, maybe, but I've talked to other people and dated other people, married other people, and I can at least speak for myself it's not comparable.
Okay.
So listen. So he had texted me actually a few times, and I'm like, well, are we going to fucking do it or not? Because I'm not going to do this while you have a girlfriend. So like, you have to get rid of the girlfriend. So then he's like, I don't know. It was pretty toxic with us. Maybe not. So then I go through a whole grieving process.
So he was still with the girl.
Oh my God. She just said it was pretty toxic with us. This guy that she's speaking of, she's admitting right there that it was toxic between them too. So every relationship you're in is toxic and abusive, but you're running back to him as a plan B. But it was toxic. I mean, you literally left him and married another man and had 2 children with that man because you were in a toxic relationship. And you said prior to this that you think that you got married and left. You left and met this man while you were still seeing him too, and married him just to get away from him. So you got toxicity everywhere, girl. It seems like you're the toxic one, right?
Girlfriend and you're the other woman?
No. We did
Let me bring that back.
a whole grieving
So
process.
he was still with the girlfriend and you're the other woman?
No. We didn't do anything.
No. Wait. Back up. If you're telling him, if you want me, you have to ditch her. You're the other woman.
Okay, so yes, but nothing's happening at
Yeah,
this
I
point.
get it. You're not screwing him, but you're still the other woman.
Right. Okay. So sure, she was borrowing him for me, really. But yes, whatever. Anyway, I go through a whole grieving process. I'm like, fuck this. So by the time my house got broken into, I even brought a friend with me. Had the friend knock on the door. I didn't want to see him. I didn't know how it was gonna go, but I needed my fucking gun because you apply for a gun mid-divorce in Texas. Apparently, they're not gonna approve it until after your court date because they're like, you might go kill your ex-husband.
What do you mean apply for a gun and tag? You don't have to apply for
You
guns?
have to do a background check and they can put holds on it. Yes.
Yeah, for 3 days.
Nope.
Yeah.
I did it, Andrew.
So you got denied?
No, I didn't get denied. They just never fucking did anything.
What are you talking about? They ran the, okay, you went down, you filled out your
Yes,
4473.
and the people at Cabela's told me if you have a pending court date, it can take over a month. So I'm like, okay. So then she loans me a gun, and when the person breaks in my house, I noticed the trigger's pulled all the way back, so I couldn't even do anything like if I wanted to. And she didn't know that, by the way. So I'm like, fuck. And then I was just like so like shaken by the whole experience. I'm like, I have to go get my gun. So I did, and I had my friend knock and everything. And then he looked out the door and was just like staring.
And then that was it.
That was it.
Yeah. Even
It was love again at first sight. This girl's so full of it. She planned this whole thing out, okay? The whole thing with the gun is made up, all right? You're going to sit here and tell me Andrew doesn't know about guns? Really? I mean, he shoots them constantly, okay? I mean, she doesn't even understand the laws and what the background checks take. And so she had to go get her gun, from her ex. Made sure she went looking extremely hot, obviously, right? Made sure he saw her out the window so that they could reignite. I mean, this is totally a plan B. He's right.
yeah. Even though you had been texting him and everything else for years.
Like once every 6 months or something.
You got to keep those coals burning.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a wild
I know.
tale. I'm not going to lie. Wild tale. But okay. I mean, again, I don't know the intent and I don't know all the details for the story, but I mean, it sounds fucking horrible, but I don't know all the details. So
Wait, Alyssa, do you still do spicy content?
yeah, do you?
I don't have OnlyFans anymore. I've done private Snap over the years, but not currently.
Oh, well,
Somebody, maybe they might not hear me, Andrew, but you still have an XXX Snapchat? Can you just say that in the mic, Andrew?
you have an XXX Snapchat?
It exists, but I don't log into it.
Oh,
And even like when I did private Snap throughout the divorce proceedings, it was just like recycling old shit to kind of like I had to do something.
oh.
Because I did apply for benefits and got denied somehow. I don't know how the fuck that happened. I even started a cleaning LLC to have something that I could take the kids to work with and got my real estate license. But then all that shit happened with the real estate world where it's like almost impossible to do real estate now. So, I mean,
Oh, really? I mean, so, the only alternative was for her to become a prostitute again. Okay? Prostitution. I mean, there's no other way. I mean, you couldn't go and get a job at like Walgreens like normal people. I mean, no, you had to get on Snap and do privates. And, what else was there to do? I mean, I did it for my 3-year-old and my 2-year-old.
my ex-husband was not helping with the kids. And I had to do something. So there was a time, even after becoming a Christian, yes, where I was doing like private Snap.
Oh, here we go. Here's another one. Even after becoming a Christian, I was doing private Snaps. See what I mean? Here's Nala Ray 5 over here. Get it? It's like all of it. I became a Christian, but had to go back to prostitution because, Mary Magdalene was a prostitute. We see where this is going, right?
Like private Snap out of necessity. Because I don't have like the family members that I can call and be like, yo.
It's always out of necessity. It's like, get a job doing telemarketing or some shit.
I tried. I can even prove it. I applied for so many work from home jobs and paid somebody to do my resume even. But the cleaning LLC is getting me by right now. So
cleaning houses. Okay.
When you have kids, this is where you got to humble yourself, you know?
I have some.
Humble yourself. You were a prostitute. You're climbing up, my friend. Okay, you have a cleaning business. You were a prostitute. Okay, prostitute, cleaning business. All right, what are you talking about? Humble yourself? That's something to be proud of. Lord have mercy.
It's honestly kind of therapeutic, though. Like, I don't dislike it.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I mean, I don't really know where to take that story because I think
he doesn't know where to take that story because it's nothing but a big lie. Oh my God. Boy, you guys really have it tough out here. All right. Men do not have it easy in modern times. I hope you had fun with me on this little journey with Andrew Wilson and the Whatever Podcast. And Brian, bravo today, my friend. Bravo. Bring Madison back, though. I mean, I don't understand what's going on with these hot pink-hatted women. All right. I'm Dubrava. I hope you guys had fun with me on this one. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And guess what? I'll see you on the next one. Take care.